Hey everyone, I thought I'd do a little video because it's the end of the year and I would like to thank you all for watching, subscribing and very occasionally commenting. And I do mean very occasionally. At this point I think very few of you have keyboards. Now, this year has been interesting. Well, I say interesting, I mean Blip are assholes and what they did was ridiculous and I'm probably most of the way over that. But we found a new place on Dailymotion with the show, and things have been good since then. We've got a fair more subscribers than we did on Blip. You know, the Archies list did really well. The best of the Justice League didn't quite go as I planned, but I blame the fact that Channel Awesome decided to switch over their website from That Guy with Glasses over to Channel Awesome, and I think that threw a few things. I don't know. It's also maybe not as interesting. I found that more people are interested in seeing something being slated than something being talked about to be great. So maybe I should have done the Adventures of Sonic. I really don't want to do the Adventures of Sonic. Well, that's like 60 episodes, and I think my brain would finally die. And that would be what finally does take me out. However, we have in the new year, we've got a lot of ideas. I've got a lot of things I want to do. On the YouTube side, there's going to be more Let's Plays. I'm going to try and do those essentially 4 out of 5 days of the week. And I mean, basically, it should be, if I get it right, Monday to Thursday, and then on Friday, over on the Dailymotion side, there'll be a normal review. And so, alongside the Let's Plays, there's going to be stuff like I've got a list I want to do, which is going to take some time. Not because it's a tricky list to do. I've done it, I've written it, I went through it, and I totaled everything, and I've written the script. It's just that the production of it is a little tricky. And I don't know, I probably won't release a video talking about it. I might release some on Patreon, because that's where I said I was going to release stuff, I was going to talk about stuff. Because it's going to be difficult to do. It's going to take me a long time, and it will probably be a very slowly released list. So I'll probably try and do the first one, and I'll see how that goes. I'll see how long it takes me, and I'll see what you guys think. And one of the other things we're going to do on YouTube, similar to the Dailymotion side of things, is I'm going to do reviews on video games. Now, it's not going to be like some people do. It's not going to be talking about everything. It's going to be talking about the gameplay and some of the mechanics and stuff like that. It's basically going to be talking about the characters, and it's going to talk about the story. And I've got one in my head already to talk about, and I will probably start working on that as soon as I can. And I don't know when it will be out. I'd hoped I would actually be able to do it this year, but I haven't had the time, and I've got so many other things I was dealing with at the same point. However, I will hopefully try and have it up. I'll probably try and get it done for the first sort of quarter of the year. That's my sort of intention. Probably come March, I'll probably try and get it finished. Try and get it done. I've got a lot of stuff, ideas in my head, but I need to go through the game. I need to get the footage. I need to do that, and that's the time-consuming side of it. That's the problem. And then on the Dailymotion side, I've got a separate little mini trailer I'm going to do, and that's going to be released on the 2nd of January. That will be released then, I think. It should be the 2nd of January. It should be the first Friday in January, because I'm not going to have time to do a review for the first week in January, so I'll put up a little mini trailer thing. And this basically will cover the same thing the trailer will be, is that my show normally on Dailymotion reviews the first episode of different TV series, which if you go onto this side, if you're on YouTube, you can see a few of them. I'd recommend either the Men in Black one or the Mummy the Animated Series, because I think they're both really good episodes. But not the Rescue Rangers one, because everyone's really mad at me about that. Admittedly, it is out of context, and I should probably take it down, but nah. I don't mind. People can get as pissy as they want. I'm not taking the video down. But I'm essentially planning. I probably will still do first of the season episodes every once in a while, because they're good, and they're fun to do. But it's just I kind of want to do something specific, and I always felt the first season things aren't a solid thing, because it's weird to talk about the first episode, but it does not talk about anything else. And maybe I'll do them in a different format or a different way. I will keep doing them, and I've still got a few DVDs left to do that with. Stuff like Defenders of the Earth. I've got the animated series of the Fantastic Four from the 90s. It's all behind me, actually. It's all sat behind me. And I've got a few other things I could possibly do. And I posted it. I've got one idea I've been wanting to do for a while, and I certainly will look at trying to get this done, is I've got Earthworm Jim and I've got Freakazoid on DVD. I've been wanting to do a first of the season episode talking about them, but I realized I couldn't talk about them separately. I felt if I was going to talk about them, I had to talk about them together. And so I've been wanting to do an episode where it is talking about them and comparing them, and sort of talk about these two shows of the 90s that both had very similar themes. In that the villains weren't really established, their main characters were insane, and the comedy was very surreal and interesting. And that should be quite fun. However, on the Daily Motion side, I will keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to be reviewing crappy-ass family films. I've got a whole stack of them to my right piled up, because I've been working out how long that will actually last. It's about 3 months. That's not adding in the stuff I actually already heard. And we'll see, and that should be fun. I've got a very big idea that I want to do, and I don't know if I'll do it in the first week or if I'll do it the second week. Because it's going to require a little bit of time, a little bit of working, which will be fun. However, other than that, that's pretty much what I'm doing on Daily Motion. I'm going to keep doing the reviews. I'll probably do another list come October next year or whenever. I'll probably actually start doing it very early this time instead of leaving it quite late like I have been doing, because that always screws me over. I'm just looking at, so you've got a set of notes just sort of in front of me. Two little things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a month of non-comic book based superhero films. And I've got 3 out of 4 of the DVDs I need for that. I need one more, and I'm going to be buying that soon. And then I've got another month talking about an entire one movie series. I hope I do quite well, because it's a franchise that started off really strong, and it got worse and worse, and then the 4th film is just terrible in comparison. It's lots of crap. I am also, and this shows how much I am intending to do this year, I really am intending to make a push. This year I'm going to start doing a retrospective, and I know anyone who's been following the show will know when I've said this before. I've said this time and time again. I've said it over and over and over again. I said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get it done. I am going to do it this year. This year I'm going to start it. I don't know when. I will get the first one. It's a show that ran for 7 seasons. It starts out really good and it goes terrible. I really want to talk about it. And I will start it up probably, I'm hoping, in sort of the first few months. If maybe I can get it done by the end of February, I'll be very happy. I'll try to get that done. I'll make a push on that one. And that's what I'm hoping. And I really want to thank everyone for what a pretty solid year this has been. I mean, yeah, the blip issue is annoying and, fucking ridiculous. And I'm still pretty pissed off about it, but there's not much I can do about it at this point. But I'm grateful for your support, everyone. I really am. I'm grateful for people who watch and comment and like the videos and share them and do all this stuff. I'm grateful for the one guy on Patreon we currently have who's supporting the show, because that actually means I am that with every video I make, I can look at it and go, okay, I'm making this much per video. That means if I get this thing, if I get a new DVD to review, new movie to review, I actually make a profit from what I'm doing. I don't currently. Currently, I would need basically 2 people donating $1 each on Patreon, and that would cover me for the barest of films. For some of the other ones, it's a little bit more, but with 2 people, but that's the thing. So I'm going to put links here at the bottom like I normally do, so there'll be Patreons, Facebook, Twitter, everything else. I'm intending to try and make sure that I am on those things, that I'm on Facebook more for the show, and I'm on Twitter more for the show, and stuff like that. And for people on Patreon, I'm going to start doing little updates on mini sort of stuff, like with the video game review or the list for YouTube, stuff like that. So if you want to know what I'm doing, and you want to be the first person to see some of this stuff, and maybe some people will help me design some of this stuff a little bit, because I'm going to put stuff up on Patreon, for people, and it's going to be a question of, if you want to, critique it, you want to say, maybe you like this, maybe you like this, maybe you didn't, then that would be really helpful. And I know that seems a bit weird. I'm saying, I'm going to put this stuff up, but you have to pay to see it. But you wouldn't, of course, for that. You'd pay for the main things. I am, because I realise, and I've said this to other people, that you can't do anything on this show. You can't do a show without accepting criticism. You can't do it. I don't accept the criticism when it's, just people saying that I'm a fucking idiot and that, it's just a cartoon. That's a little different. If I had at the beginning of this someone tell me my sound wasn't very good, so I went out, I fixed the sound, and I've started getting it better, and that's why this sounds as good as it does. Also helps that I've probably moved where the camera is about 3 times since I originally had it in an entirely different position. Yeah, I've moved it 3 times. So the 3rd time. So that's all I can ask. If you have been enjoying my show and you want to see more, and you want to see some of the newest stuff that I'm going to do before anybody else, then subscribe to the Patreon thing. Put $1 in. It'll help me get some of this stuff out quicker, and I'll be able to focus more on it because I won't be worrying about other stuff. So, all I can say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So, until the 9th for Daily Motion, I will probably put a title card after this to state these things. But I'll be back on the 9th for Daily Motion with, I don't know yet, I've not picked. I have got something, it's going to be one of 2 things. If it's not one, it's going to be the other. And for the YouTube side, the first new Let's Play, should go up on the 5th. It should be on the Monday of that week. I will have to double check. I can't remember if it's the 5th. But for now, it's a little different to how I intended this video to go, because I actually was going to do it scripted instead of unscripted. But I like talking like this occasionally. So for now, I'll see you in the new year, guys. Thanks for watching.